South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Headliners. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. This is a special edition of our show. Today, we're devoting our entire half hour to our commitment to back to school and providing you and your family with the latest information as students head back to the classroom. South Florida students are officially in class, and since the Parkland tragedy, the Broward School District has made safety their main priority. Security begins at the schools, but there is a whole apparatus behind the scenes that you never get to see. CBS News Miami's Joe Murray was given rare access to the district security operations by the new Broward School Superintendent.
We can turn all these TVs into camera watching.
In a room in a secret location in the heart of Broward, teams work day and night to prevent another Parkland tragedy.
You're not just having a singular person making a decision about a threat assessment. You have a multi-disciplinary team making those decisions.
We were given rare access to see the District Security Operations Center with new Broward Superintendent Dr. Peter Licata. It was his first time seeing the operation.
Dr. Licata, this is Director Lozano.
First stop threat assessment. Here, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the team examines more than 1,000 tips coming in from all over the district.
Once they are, figured out whether it really was actually a gun or whatever, it gets looked into by local law enforcement.
This is what you see when an incident is unfolding at a Broward school, and what you don't.
You know it's secure when the chief can't get in sometimes.
When an alert comes in, it's handled here. The Security Operations Center has been around since 2019, and in this room, they are connected to every school, able to access every camera at every location in real time. Thousands of cameras have been installed on campuses, some visible, some not, and the numbers keep expanding.
They have access to our, cameras. All the time. So if an incident happens, we have had incidents happen, they immediately can, pull a camera up and support local law enforcement.
When an alert happens, everyone from the school principal to the special investigative unit is kept in the loop through a Microsoft Teams channel.
Some cameras have a pen, or you call it pen and tilt, where the camera is able to be manipulated, where you can zoom in and out.
Every school has a panic button.
Yes. And then deploy the proper resources.
Schools monitor their cameras also. So we're a redundant effort, but we assist with, obviously, if there's an issue going on in a campus emergency, this operations center will, queue up the cameras and assist with any type of movement and viewing.
This is a needed item for every school district this large. We have behavior teams, we have threat assessment teams, we have monitoring of all campuses.
What more do you think you'd like to see as you look around?
The more eyes on a campus, the better off we are, especially front gates, back gates, and those areas.
Where would you rate the county right now on safety?
I've spent a lot of time with the team and the chief, and I'm very comfortable with it, but I know we have to continue to grow and stay ahead of the game instead of behind the game. Reactionary safety is not good safety. We have to be proactive in that approach.
I think every parent wants to feel when their child goes to school that they're going to come home. Mm-hmm. You feel confident?
I do. I think it starts with everyone on campus first. Teachers, students, Fortify, Alyssa's, all these are important that everyone knows about it, and the culture of a campus. Well, finding out the night before through social media and such is really, in case someone wanted to do something evil on a campus, we want to be ahead of it. So I know that we monitor social media. I know that we're linked in with government agencies to watch that. But it's literally everybody. Everyone is responsible for school safety.
Security isn't static. It's ever evolving, ever changing. So look for more upgrades, not only this year, but into the future. Joan Murray, CBS News, Miami.
School is in session across South Florida, and CBS News Miami's Jim DeFede got the chance to sit down with newly selected Broward School Superintendent Dr. Peter Licata and Miami-Dade County Public School Superintendent Jose Dotres on what both leaders are doing to ensure this school year goes smoothly amid a slew of controversial changes to curriculum and major staffing shortages.
So we always understand as educators, and I've been doing this 29 years and on to my 30, it's what you let in. is what makes it political. We try and stand and stay the line of these are the standards, this is what we're teaching, and this is what we're going to be teaching. The periphery, there is noise out there in the periphery, but as educators, we always have the ability to let in or not let in. And you know, educational institutions have always been a political hotspot over the history, so it's not nothing. It's not new.
You don't think it's different now? You don't think that it's more intense right now?
I don't hear people saying that in the classroom that they're teaching politics. I read the newspaper. I hear the news.
No. Let me make sure I'm clear. I'm not suggesting that teachers are politicizing what's being taught in classrooms. I'm saying the politicians have now made what takes place inside the classroom the subject of political fights, and that does have an impact inside the teachers' heads. The question that I got more, or the question that more teachers have asked me to ask the two of you, consistently comes down to one thing. Will you be there and have their backs?
We teach the standards, and we stick with the standards. And we make sure we protect teachers by letting them know that if you're staying with the standards and they're allowed, we will protect you at all costs. So we're not blind to it, we're not deaf to it, we know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we also know that if teachers are fearing for that, they can come to us, they can come to their administrator and say, hey, I'm a little worried about this section, what do you think? And we'll certainly step in and help them. We want to protect our teachers, but you know, that fear, it's real, they have it. If they're saying it's real, but I think we're going to protect them quite well, making sure they stay within the guardrails and making sure that they're hitting these standards.
Perception is very important. If that's what they're perceiving, that's what they're feeling. Absolutely. And we are dealing with some new state statutes that we have not been used to, right? So we have to adapt. We have to work with our teachers, make sure that they're supported, that they understand what the standards are. But absolutely, things are changing, right? And they are, and perception is reality. But we are here, school leaders are here in their schools to create a culture of support for teachers and make sure that they are very well aware of the guardrails or what the standards are. It requires a lot more awareness, a lot more communication. This concept of thought partners working things out together in order to always do what's right for kids and always end up making sure that our teachers, right, the incredible individuals that make a huge difference in the lives of children, are adequately trained, prepared, and advised so that they can teach what they're there to do. And they're not only teachers. I mean, these are individuals that also believe in the incredible potential that each child has.
On the mental health front, thoughts of going back to the classroom may be exciting for some, but others may feel uneasy. Experts say it's normal to be nervous, and kids may have more than one feeling at a time. CBS News Miami's Terry Hornstein has that story for us.
Subtract summer, add a new classroom, new teacher, new classmates, and maybe a little anxiety about it all.
Will I have friends? Will I like my teacher? Will I find my group?
Licensed Strong for Life therapist Jody Baumstein says it's normal to be anxious about starting something new, and those feelings of anxiety may look different in children than they do in adults.
If you notice that they are really fidgety or tearful, or they can't make eye contact when you are talking about school, that might be a good indicator that they're feeling some uneasiness.
Baumstein says to first figure out what's causing the anxiety by asking open-ended questions and listening to your child. You can then put their mind at ease through problem solving.
If they're really nervous about being able to unlock their locker quickly, get a lock at home and help them practice it.
While you can't remove all stress in a child's life, Baumstein says healthy habits can help. That includes quality sleep, good nutrition, being active, reducing screen time, and teaching coping skills.
Like learning how to take really deep breaths to calm their body so that their brain is able to think clearly. Or teaching them how to use their senses to bring them into the present moment.
Terry Hornstein, CBS News, Miami.
Well, the latest trend to hit TikTok is banning the platform altogether. The app is now prohibited on district-owned devices across Florida and cannot be used to promote any school event. But why TikTok? CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn explains.
We take the phones. 7:30, all phones come to me or my husband. Bernita Desir would rather not let her 13 and 8-year-old daughters have phones, but keeping the devices out of our kids' hands, that's hard.
Especially like what happened at Parkland. So that really is an elevation, and being that my husband is in law enforcement, so we want to make sure the girls are okay. So we have their names there under families.
So like many parents, she tries to keep up on privacy. She even showed us some of the features she has turned on to monitor her kids' phones.
Block it at the end of the limit, and that's it. And the reason why I'm on TikTok is because I want to see what it is that my kids are interested in.
But what the app doesn't tell you about how it tracks data is the subject of concern that has led the U.S. government to ban the app on their devices. And now the state of Florida is doing the same for school devices.
I would say to any parent who's going to listen to this, if it's my child, I have eliminated TikTok in its entirety.
Stuart Kaplan, a former FBI special agent and now criminal defense lawyer, forbids the app in his own household.
Most of the social media platforms do what's considered as data harvesting. And that really is an extraction of all of your digital footprints within your smart device.
He says law enforcement has been concerned about apps like TikTok and smartphones in general for at least 2 decades.
I am very aware with respect to the advancement of artificial intelligence, with respect to being able to eventually all of these videos that these children are uploading, these videos eventually will be used to exploit them with respect to facial recognition, taking over their identity, using their voices with respect to their videos.
TikTok's own privacy guide says it collects information that helps advertisers as well as information on approximate location.
Like, let's say, for example, if I start talking about solar lights, then when I go on TikTok, look, I'm getting all these videos about solar lights.
That's not going to happen for Desir's kids. She's gone ahead and blocked TikTok on her management settings that oversee her kids' iPhones.
I'm confident that based upon the information that I have, that TikTok poses not only a grave danger to us as individuals, but a grave danger for our national security.
And Stuart Kaplan thinks that there's a risk with using most social media apps, but when it comes to TikTok, he recommends parents delete this app from their kids' phones now. In Tamarack, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, we have the latest deals for parents as the kids head back to class. Don't go away.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back to this special edition of our show. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. It's back to school time, and that also means back to the lunchroom time. CBS News Miami's Naja Sherman shows us what some schools have on the menu and also tells us about an annual healthcare conference for staff members.
Breakfast and lunch are free to all Miami-Dade public school students again this year. Having not to pack a lunch for your children when you're in a crunch can be very helpful. And this year, there are some new menu items.
We have a few different items that we have featuring this year as new items for lunch. We have a clean label beef patty on a white wheat brioche bun. This clean label item has 5 ingredients: ground beef, sea salt, pepper, onion, and garlic. We also have our pinwheel calzones, which is one of our vegetarian options. We have a chicken and vegetable whole wheat pot sticker that has no MSG. We have over here our whole grain breaded drumsticks that have no artificial colors.
The students approved these items through taste tests that were conducted throughout the school year.
So they were a big part of selecting all the new menu items.
Meantime, hundreds of Miami-Dade school-based nurses and healthcare professionals attended an annual Health Connect conference with the Children's Trust.
Today's a great day. We have 400 nurses, mental health professionals, and social workers. The Children's Trust funds 150 clinics in schools. So while teachers are getting ready for school to start and parents are excited, kids are going to come, but they also need to wrap around services for health.
One nurse we spoke with talked about the importance of this event.
For me, this is always vital because we network. We can see other people who work within different agencies. We get to come together and we get to learn from each other and learn from our experiences.
The nurses and healthcare professionals were brought up to speed with the latest training. This is part of a 2-day event, an important resource for students and families this upcoming school year. Naja Sherman, CBS News Miami.
Well, back-to-school shopping is kicking into high gear, and clothing will account for a big chunk of the budget. Whether your kids wear uniforms or want the latest fashion trends when they go to school, CBS News Miami's Betty Nguyen shows us how to save some serious cash during this tax-free holiday season.
Every year, that school supply list seems to grow longer and more expensive.
I remember when books was like 79 cents when I was going to school. Now it's like $2 for a book.
When you add inflation to the mix, finding the best deals can be challenging, especially if you have several kids.
Wholesale clubs are fantastic for school supplies. You will save significantly by buying in bulk and spreading out those school supplies amongst your multiple kids.
Trey Bodge is a deals expert. She says dollar stores are a great cost-saving option.
These are from brands that you know, like Bic and Elmer's and Crayola. And so you can really do well at a dollar store.
But you have to comparison shop because big box stores are selling some supplies much cheaper than $1. Both Walmart and Target have composition books, crayons, erasers, and more for just 50 cents. That's at least a 50% savings over dollar stores. Even better, Walmart has 2 pocket folders for 15 cents and notebooks for 35 cents. Target has glue sticks for 25 cents. And both stores have scissors for 74 cents. But it all adds up. This year's average cost of back-to-school spending for grades K through 12 is forecasted at $597 per student, according to the Deloitte accounting firm. That's a 10% decrease from last year, thanks to tighter budgets and inflation. But some parents simply don't have time to shop for deals. In that case, Amazon has supply bundles that start around $30. And many schools offer their own bundles, which could cost you significantly more money for the convenience. For older students, computers and laptops are essential, and buying refurbished will save you the most money.
Many retailers offer this service: Amazon, Best Buy, Apple, and the list goes on. Always make sure that there's a warranty if something is refurbished.
Experts also suggest, if you can, wait a few weeks for Labor Day sales. You might even get a better deal.
Betty Nguyen, CBS News, Miami.
And we urge you to check your calendar to find out when the tax-free holiday begins and ends. When we come back, from the billboard to the classroom, how Latin superstar Bad Bunny's music is being used in educational curriculum.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back to Headliners. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny is one of the biggest names in music, if not the biggest right now. Well, what makes the global icon unique is how his songs raise awareness about socioeconomic issues in a way that makes his fans want to learn more. CBS News Miami's Astrid Martinez reports on his influence from the concert stage and now to the classroom.
Global phenomenon Bad Bunny, born Benito Martinez Ocasio, is known for using reggaeton as a medium for social change. When the superstar opened this year's Grammys, where his album Un Verano Sin Ti made history as the first Spanish-language album up for the top prize, he intentionally chose to showcase his beloved Puerto Rico to a U.S. audience.
He did it in a very Puerto Rican way. He has the cabezudos, which are the people with the really big heads, right, that come from a Puerto Rican festival.
The musician has been the most streamed Spotify artist in the world for the past 3 years. He had the highest grossing world tour in 2022.
As his star has ascended, he's talked more and more about Puerto Rico.
Of his success, Associate Professor at Wellesley College, Petra Rivera Rideau, is offering a course studying the impact of his work. The video for his 2022 song El Apagón includes a 20-minute documentary on gentrification and the U.S. territory's lagging infrastructure.
Because he talks about them in his songs and because he's such a phenomenon, a lot of my students are very interested in learning about these issues, whether or not it impacts them personally.
As Bad Bunny's influence continues to soar, Rivera Rideau expects her class to gain popularity. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
Finally, it was all smiles at the pantry of Broward County during an unforgettable back-to-school event there. Dozens of kids got essential supplies just in time for the new school year, and CBS News Miami photojournalist Adam Spunt was there.
So you can pick 3 pencils pack. Do this one. 2 glue sticks.
You are going to need folders with prompts, okay?
So today we're doing our annual back to school drive distribution.
She's going to get a spiral notebook. She's going to get 4 of them.
We have about 60 families with close to 100 grandkids coming in and taking advantage of getting all of their school supplies donated by the tremendous support we get from our community.
Giving them backpacks and everything they need to start back school with.
This means everything to me.
This. I want purple. Notebooks, pencils, erasers,
notebooks, pencils,
crayons, glue, paper, binders, pencils.
We're gonna go to the scissors, the sanitizer.
There's a lot of people struggling in the community these days, and if the value of the backpacks and the school supplies that we provide them saves them a little money, that's more money that they could use for other expenses.
Oh, help me a lot, because I sure don't have to buy.
You know, it's sometimes you be so excited you just can't describe. You know, it's the joy. It's everything. It's everything. You know, we just appreciate everything that you all do for us.
Well, the faces of those children says it all. And thank you for joining us this half hour in Headliners. Always keep it right here to CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Wish you and your family the best of luck this school year.